Hey guys, welcome back. DeFi, degens, Drip, and Farm for Poverty. I'm your host, Drip Coach, dropping knowledge bombs on all Forex Shark related projects. And in today's video, we got another deep dive into the mind of Forex. And it's true, Drip will make a comeback because of this. And shouts out to Scott, the investor, for giving me this idea or already running with it and me just being able to piggyback, take the alley oop and go deeper. So, basically, I use this announcement to actually ask this question that I'm hypothesizing in here. And the whole point of this video is I want to explore and find out what the personality type is of Forex Shark. And personality types and traits, very important for understanding not only yourself, but also people you interact with. And we're going to deep dive into the one that I think he is. And he checks a lot of these boxes. And again, Scott, the investor, already kind of alluded to this, but I just decided to go a little deeper. And I did put this question in here. I did ask, so we'll see if it actually comes out and confirms my hypothesis. Also, for those of you that stick around in this video, there will be a surprise later on. All right, so again, shout out to Scott. So in this video, the 3 most common questions, he goes into basically why Drip will not die. And it's based on Forex's identity and ego and basically trying to leave a legacy in the DeFi space. And I 100% agree with that and decided to kind of ask myself, it's like, what kind of ego or an identity does Forex have? So if you're not familiar with the Myers-Briggs test, you can take that. That's with the different personality types and traits, and they are extremely accurate. So it is a really good test to take, and it basically asks you a bunch of questions and then kind of puts you into one of 16 different categories based on these descriptions. So like INTJ, ENFP, these kinds of things, right? So again, Scott mentioned that he was comparing him to Steve Jobs. So I decided to look that up in this profile. And Steve Jobs is the commander personality. And I do agree with what Scott said that he has a lot of these same, Forex has a lot of these same traits. So we're going to deep dive into this ENTJ personality and just kind of see if you agree that Forex checks these boxes. Again, I did submit the question, so hopefully it'll get picked up and we'll find out exactly who he is. And then we'll come in here and dive into this and see what this is all about. So the commander personality type are people, they are the ENTJs. They are decisive people who love momentum and accomplishment. So we already know right there that definitely sits with Forex. And here's a quote they already put up here for Steve Jobs. So he's one of the more renowned ENTJs. You'll find some other ones that we'll get to later on, even some fictional characters. And here's some highlights. Commanders are natural born leaders. People with this personality type embody the gifts of charisma and confidence and project authority in a way that draws crowds together behind a common goal. So I would definitely agree with this. I don't know, charisma, it's different depending on how you use it, but definitely if you've ever listened to Forex talk about the vision and stuff like that he has for what he wants to build in DeFi, even if you were sitting on the sidelines and you were mad because of delays, he speaks and you just get super excited and bullish, almost cult-like in Drip. So there's been people who say that Drip is like a cult. And so I would definitely say that there is an air of confidence and charisma in him when he speaks about what he's trying to build. So that checks the box in my opinion as well. Ruthless level of rationality, using their drive, determination, sharp minds to achieve whatever end they've set up for themselves. So that again, I believe is wholeheartedly true. He does not pivot, he does not fold. He has a vision and he just drives towards it. And ruthless level of rationality, if you've ever seen any of him talking in the chats, he'll say things like he doesn't have time to engage with low IQ people, and he'll rationalize and explain things. And if you don't get it, he doesn't have time to explain it to you. They firmly believe that given enough time and resources, they can achieve any goal. Definitely relates to his goal of DeFi and bringing the traditional financial vehicles to DeFi. Commander personality type, brilliant entrepreneurs, and their ability to think strategically and hold long-term focus while executing each step of their plan with determination and precision makes them a powerful business leaders. So definitely, again, see this. He will not pivot if something comes up. He just steadies the course. We saw that with the Animal Farm delays, and here we are with the Animal Farm. And there was lots of things behind the scenes that happened, and he still got this thing out, and I think it is definitely flawless. I don't see any issues with it. People don't like the taxes, but I think that makes it much more sustainable, and that is super smart on my behalf and in my opinion. All right, at the negotiating table. So this is definitely something that's popped up. Be it in a corporate environment or buying a car, commanders are dominant, relentless, and unforgiving. This isn't because they're cold-hearted or vicious per se. It's more that commander personalities genuinely enjoy the challenge, the battle of wits, the repartee that comes from this environment. And if the other side can't keep up, that's no reason for commanders to fold on their own core tenet of ultimate victory. So this has happened multiple times whenever we have had these proposed partnerships and then they fall through, or something happens and we don't hear about it anymore. And Forex has mentioned with the previous one with Ace Plop and some other one, I can't remember, but basically he had an idea of what he wanted on the table, and if he wasn't getting it, he was willing to walk away, or whatever the case may be. And you know, some people may not like that we've lost these deals and they think it's because of Forex or whatever, but the point is he is relentless in whatever he believes the outcome should be, and he won't fold or buckle and just kind of go to a mutual agreement. He wants it all, you know, the cake and eat it too, so the analogy. What else we got? So then we got strengths and weaknesses. I'm not going to go through all of these. Definitely recommend going here and taking this quiz if you are curious about yourself. So some of the strengths: strong-willed, self-confident, efficient, yep. And weaknesses, so this is important. So this can help you understand if, again, Forex is an ENTJ. Stubborn and dominant. Sometimes all this confidence and willpower can go too far, and commanders are all too capable of digging in their heels, trying to win every single debate and pushing their vision and theirs alone. So this is where it's my way or the highway, definitely right here. And I've heard people who have been on the inside that work with Forex have said it's very much like this, and that makes it difficult to bring in other ideas or collaborate or whatever the case may be. And again, a lot of innovators in the space definitely have these traits. Arrogant. Commander personalities respect quick thoughts and firm convictions, their own qualities, and look down on those who don't match up. I definitely could see this in conversations if you listen to Forex in any of the chats, or when he let loose in the one chat when there was some FUD in there and he told everybody to shut the F up and kind of went in there and defended himself and handed out some smackdowns. All right, cold and ruthless. Their obsession with efficiency and unwavering beliefs in the merits of rationalism, especially professionally, makes commanders incredibly insensitive to pursuing their goals. Yep, check that box as well. All right, we're not going to worry about the romantic workplace or anything like that. So I'm not going to go through all these like I said, but something that's really cool is here at the bottom, they give you some commanders you may know. So Steve Jobs is number one. Gordon Ramsay, oh my God, you're watching his YouTube clips, for sure he fits that trait. I can see bits and pieces of Gordon Ramsay and Steve Jobs in Forex. I don't know much about Margaret Thatcher. And then Jim Carrey, yes. Whoopi Goldberg, not too sure. Harrison Ford, not sure. Malcolm X, definitely. Doctor Strange, I can see that one for sure. Tony Soprano, David Palmer. So he even goes into fictional characters. Malcolm Merlin, I used to watch The Arrow, pretty cool. All right, so anyway, you guys can go through here and find out for yourself who you are. And if you have a team or you work in a cooperative environment, I highly recommend doing this for yourself and your teammates. Even if you have a partner, just understanding how they communicate and how they see the world. This can be very insightful, just to let you know that your way is not the only way and people literally look at things differently. Just a quick message, please like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss another video. This helps bring brand awareness to the channel as well as all Forex Shark related projects. Thank you. All right, we come to about the middle of the video, and for those that stuck around this long, today is your fourth and final scavenger hunt word. So the word for today is ENTJ. So we're going to be using just the acronym ENTJ. And that will be what you will put down in the chat. And today, like I said, is the last one. So you need to put all 4 words from the videos from the beginning of November. So it should be the 1st through the 15th, including today's. And the first person to get those all right in the right order will win the drip airdrop. So for those of you unfamiliar with what this is, I do scavenger hunts in random videos, random words, and you have to collect them by the time I say so, such as this video. Usually no more than 4 to 5. And then put them in and you can win a drip airdrop. So this time, somewhere between 10 to 20 drip. I don't know exactly what yet. So all 4 in this video. All right, on to the next part. Basically, what is the significance of understanding what this is in relation to Forex and stuff like that? So I am glad you asked. So I decided to pull up some articles on like identity and ego, because you may not be aware of it, but that's essentially, as human beings, one of the most dominant forces for why we do what we do, underneath our conscious mind. So subconsciously, we make decisions and act a certain way, and that is usually governed by a sense of identity or ego or self-preservation if you're trying to fit in with others or whatever the case may be. And as this article says, human beings will do everything in their power to act in ways consistent with their identities. So when we're talking about Forex and his identity, if his identity is to leave a legacy in DeFi and to basically have something that will live on forever and help people bringing traditional financial vehicles to DeFi, then he's going to do whatever that is to get it there. And that may not align with what we think is best, because he's looking years down the road and this legacy that he wants to live. And because of that, as Scott so eloquently put, he's not willing to let his legacy be tarnished in that regard. It says virtually every one of the greats identified as great before they had evidence that they were indeed extraordinary. In fact, they were absolutely convinced and certain of their greatness. It was their identity. And he gave the example of Muhammad Ali. He said, "I'm the greatest," and even the lead singer Freddie Mercury of Bohemian before Queen got together. So all these people had this identity and saw themselves as extraordinary, number one, whatever the case may be. And we have proof of this with Forex as well. As he put here in the Animal Farm chat, "I am the highest performing trader on Bybit." This is just one time that he's mentioned this, but he's mentioned this more than once about his ability to trade and what he's built and all this stuff like that. If you go into the Discord, you can read these chats. So he brings it up a lot, and it's part of, again, that personality, that ENTJ. You can label it as a negative or a positive, but it's like the arrogance and wanting the recognition of the contributions and things that he's created. And so Drip, Animal Farm, all this will be no different. He wants to ensure his name is tied to that and that people are aware that he made the greatest yield farm. I think he's even labeled it that. It is the greatest, will be the greatest, or is the greatest yield farm, passive yield farm, whatever, in crypto. So he's used these terminologies before, and it's important to, again, understand that, because that's what lets you know that Drip is not going anywhere. There's also, in relation to identity, you have like alter egos and also what's known as enclothed cognition. So the ability to dress up a certain way, and then that makes you behave a certain way. But with alter egos, which is just nothing more than identity, some very powerful alter egos you guys are probably familiar with is Beyonce Knowles, aka Sasha Fierce. Whenever she stepped on the stage, she put on an alter ego to perform the way she did. Black Mamba, Kobe Bryant, his alter ego was the Black Mamba because he liked the way the snake moved and stuff like that, deadly. And he put up some serious points in the game. One fun fact, people were actually, there were scouts and stuff that were paid to actually stop Kobe from scoring in a game. And he ended up scoring 81 points in that game. I can't remember the exact game, but 81 points. And at the end, he said basically, "Boos don't block dunks." So his identity was so ingrained in being that good that no matter what came up against him, he rose and tackled that challenge. And last but not least, Eminem, Marshall Mathers, Slim Shady, a trifecta of identities. So to bring this all home, the point I'm getting at is that Drip will make a comeback because of Forex. He will continue to innovate. He will continue to add utility. He will continue to just do whatever he feels is necessary so that it survives. Prime example is the Reap DAO, right? Reap, and he's already mentioned this, that was he was the first one to make the first deflationary reflective token on the ERC20 network, and then everything else came after that. And instead of just leaving that token, it is now responsible for getting access to the DAO. So he hasn't left a single one of his projects that he could bring along by the wayside. So he's always trying to ensure they have some form of utility, and that people can go back and go, "Oh, yo, that was you who did that? Wow, okay, I remember that." And so that's all tied to his identity, his legacy, his ego, and what he wants to do in the space. So I think going forward, this really will get us there, and he will continue to do what's necessary, like I said. So it's just up to us to not wreck ourselves in the process. I don't know how long this will take. And like I put in another video a while back, does drip pass the bust test? In this regard, if Forex were to no longer be with us, then that would definitely suck in regards to the innovation and stuff like that that could come along. However, remember, drip is decentralized and unmutable. So that's not to say that someone else can't design something that utilizes drip and can do what the reservoir does and all that stuff. Granted, the liquidity and all that would have to be added there, but the drip tokens are always going to be available. So since it's decentralized, there can always be someone else do something with it, and then it'll always have some kind of value. So in that regard, we're safe. I just don't know how long we have to wait before it bounces back, but as I showed you here, I think it's inevitable that a comeback is in the cards. Or as LL Cool J said, don't call it a comeback, he's been here for years. All right, that is it for this video. Hope it provided value as always, and if it did, you know the drill. Smash that HBO special, help a brother out, and until next time, live daily and achieve your impossible. See ya.